Hello everyone, welcome to day 143 of playing chess every day for you. Let's find the game. We get the black pieces and e4, so let's play the Caro-Kann. I'm threatening to take right now, but then the knight recaptures, so I think I could pin this knight as the best move. Can kick the bishop away. Think I'll play e6 here. I can actually push here, but then the queen takes. If I take here and the queen takes, I can push, and it's a fork. Queen takes, I push. I completely missed queen takes c6, which is really annoying in my position. I could step my king up, but that just gives this. But then I can block. It's very annoying. I want to maintain the pin, and I don't want to step up and lose my rook, so I have to step my king up here. If my opponent gives this check, I think I step back. There's this check with the knight, but I just take. If bishop check, I block. I was too excited about the d4 because it's not actually a fork because of the check. I'm still threatening the fork. Bishop takes. If I take, I lose my rook, but then I have this check, and I pick up these pawns, which could be very good. Taking here, I lose the rook, but I can pick up this pawn, and my king will be safe. And then I'll also be attacking this. This comes with a check. If the knight blocks, I can also take here. The queen comes back. I think a queen trade is just much worse for me. I could take this free pawn. If I take this pawn, there is this check though, which looks very annoying. But if the check comes, I just trade down and be down a pawn. If I take, there's also this check, but then I can just move my king. I think I just take the pawn, move my king to safety. There is this check. If I step here, it's a huge blunder because I walk into a fork. If I step here, it's the same thing. I actually have to step down. Then this rook check comes in and it's very dangerous for me. So I have to step back down here. I need to free up my bishop and look to castle my king. I'm down 3 points of material. I do have an extra piece, which could be very useful. I think I need to just castle as soon as possible. Developing my knight seems to be the best move. I could give a check right now, but it doesn't do anything. Although stopping my opponent castling could be very good, but my king can't castle right now anyway. A check doesn't do that much. I just need to give my king room. That forces a queen trade, which is very annoying for me, but I have to take it. I could go after this pawn with this bishop move, but I think it's just important to develop right now. I am completely losing right now, but it's okay. I don't take because I want to keep as much material on the board as I can. I do have the extra piece for the 3 pawns and also down a rook. I'm down 4 points of material. That targets the bishop. The bishop doesn't really have any good squares. They target my bishop. I could target the fork, but if I go here and they go here, both my pieces are hanging. If I go here and they defend, the bishop can move, so if they take, I take, and it's a fork, and the knight's hanging. They defend. I can give this check now, forcing the king away. Check forces the king away. I can give another one. I can actually win an exchange here, so if I give a check, the king steps away. I have this fork on the rook, so if they accept the I win 2 points material back. I'll go for it. I'll give this check. They also have this move, which I missed. This move looks very annoying, but I just go back. They just have f4. f4 is the best move. I could just slide back and play this. The pawn is now pinned, so I can attack it. If I move my king, the knight hangs. Because this is pinned, I think I'll just push. If they defend, we just keep trading. The knight comes in, it just restricts my king. My king is quite trapped in the corner. And if the rook ever comes in, it's a big threat. But I think if after this trade I can actually just push. Could push this way. If they take, I take with check. The king moves. But actually this is a threat because it's a fork on the knight. I'll push. They can't take, they can push, but then I push. They defend this way. I can go back to this square, but then takes is threat. Could also start bringing my king. They start pushing. I could push myself, but I think it's probably best to just bring my king up. This move seems annoying, but then I'd be able to move my king and have a check. If I can get my king here, I can win some material. The king moves, I have a check now. The king just moves though. But then actually if the king steps to b3, that's a big blunder because of this fork, so the king steps here. King b3 is a blunder. Blocking with the pawn. That's a good move. I do have two attackers on the pawn, but my opponent is defending it. There is this move, which hits the rook, but the rook just moves. Could take here, and if the rook takes, there is nothing there. If I move the knight, if I step here, we just go into this, and this is not good. I could start pushing myself. Can also play, could start pushing myself, which seems good. The knight cannot move. My opponent takes, I could take him myself, and then go this way. Although I do want to just, I could take with the king. Then that would attack my bishop. Take with the king, if rook check, I go back. I have to go back. If I could only remove the knight, I'd be able to win this pawn with a check. But that's not possible. My opponent just pushes through. I think I could go after the pawn, but my opponent just pushes. I do like this check, but the king just moves. And there'd be nothing there. I'll just play bishop e6, bishop e5. Controls more squares, attacks the pawn. I am completely losing though. That move attacks my knight. I wish I had some sort of tactic here, but I think there's nothing there. I could play f5, just to lock in the knight. Keeping pressure on this. I think f5 is good. My opponent pushes, I could go for this move, tempo the rook. My opponent goes after the pawn. I do see that this is a tempo on the rook. If the rook takes, there's nothing there though. Could push this way, but I do just lose the pawn. I'm looking for tactics. If I play this, they can just simply just trade down. And I have no way to really do anything. I can step up. I could also start pushing now. And if my opponent doesn't start pushing themselves soon, it could be a big problem for them. f4 starts to look more dangerous. If they ever check me, I think I just step up with my king and push. So they do go for the tempo. Could bring my bishop all the way back. If I play this, they push again. and then I can go here. Bishop here to get behind. If the king ever moves, I have a fork. I push once again. That does hang the pawn, but could go for this now. They can just queen. There are so many mates that my opponent could have, but I should probably have kept my knight there, but it's completely lost anyway. A check, I can step here. My bishop's hanging. Rook takes. I have no moves. This comes with check, although I take, so no. Knight check, I can go here. Although I can't because I'm cut off. I think my only move is to go here, and then there is this check, which wins the game. Rook h2 is mate. I do have a check here. It doesn't do very much. They can just take here. I can even sacrifice the knight, just take. If I take, they double up. But that doesn't work because my knight, they have to just take my knight. My opponent cannot allow me to have any counterplay here. The queen moves. Defending both. And now my knight can't move. My knight is actually trapped, so I'll push. There's nothing to do in this position to win it. There's that check. I can't actually take the rook. My knight will hang, but that would actually almost be stalemate. I'd only have this square. And my opponent finds the mate, so let's look at this game quickly. My opponent played with an 88, I played with a 79. I had one blunder. I played the Caro-Kann. This d4 push was a huge blunder. A massive blunder actually. She loses a pawn with check, puts me in a terrible position. I should have actually taken the trade. Didn't want to. And then for the rest of the game, I never really made a comeback. There wasn't much I was able to do. And I lost the game. Let's quickly play a 10-minute game. This time I'm playing as white, so e4. We get the Sicilian, so I'll play the Alpine. Could go into this trade and then go back. I don't see anything wrong with it. I could also develop my knight, just to take more space, which I think I'll do. Although bring the bishop does look very nice. I think I'll bring the bishop first and then play queen f3. This check isn't very dangerous. I can always block. I can just bring my queen over, doubling up here. They have to push, which always makes a weakness. If they push, I can play this. If I get blocked, come to the center. That's a fork. And it defends this. That's a good move. Defending the mate and forking my pieces. I don't see any checks that I might have. Could play queen up. That's a good move. My only move is this. I can't really pin the knight anyway. I have to play queen to b3. Queen b3, bring my own knight. Knight just takes. I'll take myself. I can just develop next. My opponent plays queen over. Probably looking for a check, but I think I can just develop here to attack this. Here I can just block. I can take. Queen takes there. It threatens to take the rook. I can threaten my own mates. Can I give up a rook here? I give up a rook, I move my king. I give up 2 rooks. So here takes, I move. There is this, but then I just take. I'm always threatening this. And of course I'll take the draw. The position actually is a complete draw. So I played with an 81.5, my opponent with a 74. I had one blunder, two great moves. I played like a 1650, my opponent like a 1300. And so I played the Alapin. It was better to just play knight f3 to attack this. This move's actually a miss. Which actually allows me to get a better position at the end of the lane. So knight to e5 is a blunder. It's not a good move. I am threatening checkmate, but my opponent can just take the rook and then has to continue to give checks. My opponent taking my other rook is a huge blunder because it allows all of these checks. And yeah, the game has to end in a draw here. How about if the king stepped? Oh, the king stepping here would be a huge blunder. It would give me queen d6 check. So that would be very funny. And yeah, we just have a forced draw here. Nothing my opponent can do, even though I'm down 11 points of material. Although I did play a very silly move, knight to d5. But they can't actually fall for the rook trap. They have to give me a check. After this move, I have to take with my queen and lose my knight. And this is the line. Why can't I take with my king? Because then they play the queen e5, hanging the knight. So the knight hangs anyway. That was actually a terrible game, but I got the draw. So that's it for today, guys. In the first game, I played very poorly. Played far too quickly. I blundered and lost the game, and that's why I wanted to play the second game today. But I only ended up getting a draw. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.